Hello, everybody. Welcome back into ESL Pro League Season 17 European Conference. Of course, we are here with our second matchup of the day. It's going to be sAw Gaming up against Babos. Now, Babos is a great name, but you would not be remiss if you perhaps don't know this team all that well. Just very quickly to get into it, they are here down thanks to the Swiss National League. That's what they won. A couple of new faces, I think, to this level of gameplay, particularly against sAw, who fit into that category of being perhaps one of the favorites to pick up a Pro League spot, especially if recent months are anything to go off of. We'll talk about that as we get through, obviously, into it very, very quickly here. And I think we already have a new player, Melancholy, might need a cleanse, or it may just be a stand-in that they're playing with. We're really unsure, guys. They've got some cool names in here, of course. Risk heading the charge, and he will be the first to break the silence. A nice shot onto Mutirius, the IGL there of sAw. Davin, meanwhile, up high in the apartments, looking pretty good. He's not got a gun, that classic bug. Story, only good for the one. Jerks, who was the hero of the previous conference, coming alive here to find himself a frag. But there's 3 more to get through here. Certainly not going to be easy. That kit is down in towards Graveyard. Just and he will try their absolute damnedest to break back into this A-bomb site. Melancholy, though, taking some heads. Just also without a gun, so it seems we might have a couple of them that are bugged, unfortunately. Classic banter. Just finds the head of the first. Not ready for the second on site, though, is he? Oh, a little difficult for Melancholy to find the frag. Leaves just with an opportunity. The time is ticking away. That's all they have to play around now, and I think that clean headshot comes in, sealing the deal just to make sure that there are no funny businesses happening at the tail end.
Felt like I was watching Quake for all that round.
I know.
No guns, players strafing round. Bit of a throwback, but yeah, I mean, sAw, there's no way around the bush. sAw are pretty heavy favourites in this matchup. For the Babos guys, just the opportunity to play in a tournament like this against good teams, have, playing big best of threes, so you can prep for them. That's a big deal for these guys, so we certainly expect sAw to win, but Babos, we just want to see some good Counter-Strike. Nothing more complicated than that. Last conference, a couple of these players on sAw looked phenomenal. sAw then picked them up, which tanked FTW's chance in Pro League. So, I don't know, I kind of feel like sAw, to justify themselves, need to actually make... They kind of need to make Pro League, don't they, after gutting the For the Win team.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. That is very, very true, and it has been just sort of a one-for-one trade. I think that Stododo is now playing on For the Win, if I'm not mistaken, so it was a pretty clean, I don't know how much money changed hands type of switch-up. This could actually be a really scary round if they're not careful, right? Massive nade damage. I think that Babos kind of robbed of... sAw robbed of the opportunity to take down a couple Babos players, so you can see Babos playing nice and slow with only a minute left, as they have Davin and Zed pretty low HP, so you have to be careful. There is such a thing as too careful. 40 seconds. The bomb gets dropped in an inopportune spot, and the round might just go with it. So they have to be careful with how passive, how slowly they play this. Walking their way in. Roman up top. Great spot, I think, for his 5-7. Really good to get 1, maybe even 2, and just fly away. It's going to be the low HPs leading the charge. There goes the bomb hitting the deck. And he does. He's backing off. Keep them in the bomb site. Keep them somewhat trapped in. He's got all the information that he needs. Lurk smoke comes out, so that kind of, makes you think, oh, is he sticking around? Is he not? They don't know how low some of these players are, unfortunately. It's unconfirmed damage, so they seem to be just holding the guns. You do have to bear in mind, Inferno, that bomb radius a few months ago now, and I'm sure you all know as players, is absolutely massive. So there is good potential to kill all 3 players here if they hit their marks. Look at number 7, though. That's Davin discovering should be all good, and I believe, thanks to being on full HP, Risk should survive from here. He might just go down, though, I think. Nope, 4 HP, all calculated.
He knows.
That's why they buy it. That's why they pay him the big bucks. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Babos game in.
Did he actually know that? I mean, if it's this game's a bit frisky. Where if you planted, 2 millimeters further right, I bet that kills him.
That's also true. There is definitely. It's like it'll on that default spot that everyone in plants right on the edge, looking towards short. That will kill you no matter what. But then if you plant on the G2 plant spot, which is a bit more default for this level of the game, that's like it's like 57 damage or something that it does. So the drop off is a bit weird because it also now kills you like halfway down mid or whatever. So I think they increased the radius of the damage, not necessarily the damage that it does, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was just actually looking. saw's ranked 20th in the world on HLTV. Yeah. I'm kind of stunned. That's quite
pretty
incredible.
Good ESL wise as well, I think. So both major ranking systems, they look pretty good. I've got it written down somewhere, but I don't have the book on me. So you know, sound. Just make sure you bring the book.
Look at their last few results. Of course, yeah, I remember now. They won beat Stout. That's why they beat Spirit to win Challenger League, and Spirit pretty high ranked. Yeah, they had a pretty good run. Most of these are domestic over the last few months. But yeah, I mean, sAw is. I know saw's had a really strange their last year was really bizarre, where they were consistently about 30th in the world, 30 to 35th. And they had that whole situation with Story and Stadodo, who's AWPing, and it just all felt a bit bizarre. And they clearly made their intentions pretty clear after last year's conference back in, it would have been June, when they picked up Story and Ujerks is the star player. So yeah, I mean, they rocked the boat, and it seems to be working because it takes down a bit of a risk for them to kind of risk that sort of high level ranking by making changes.
Yeah, that's very true. I think they have always been on the cusp of solid success, though, right? And that you got to bear in mind that 5-man kind of core stayed together for a long, long time. For a while, it was in the vernacular of casters at our level to be like, oh, look, they've done really well at DreamHack, as they were all those online DreamHacks in 2020, and they did very, very well against the odds, so to speak.
But they had that second place to Virtus Pro, yeah. I remember it. They almost beat them in the final, because I remember me and Maui met in the hotel lobby. We were still in London at this point, at Flashpoint. And he was just like, how on earth Virtus Pro almost lost? I think it might have even been a best-of-5 final. They almost lost a best-of-5 final to sAw, which is pretty crazy. The thing that I think is funny to tell people about sAw is that beyond maybe about a year and a half ago, they were better than Movistar Riders in terms of the best team in that region. It was only at the very end of 2021 that Movistar actually came alive with a fully Spanish lineup. So I know nowadays it's kind of been whitewashed a little bit, and everyone just assumes that Movistar was always really great and they're always the champion team of the region, but it's not really the case. sAw were the better team for a long time coming out of this area of the world.
Absolutely true. Looks like we're back into the action here, though, folks. So do keep a keen eye on where this saved rifleage and all that good stuff for sAw comes in. Nice little bit of podcast mode. But we are indeed back into the action.
Just the eco. So we'll get in there soon. Yeah, I can assure you guys, you're not missing that much just yet. It should be clean for Babos. 2 rounds up for them, and yeah, 1 saved gun on Mutiris. They'll have to do a lot of work to pull this one off.
Indeed.
Oh,
early smokes.
We're in. Beautiful.
Indeed, early smokes coming through, so it's looking pretty solid, I think, at this stage. The Galil boosted up, and then coming off it. Babos playing a very slow Inferno here, it looks like.
Yeah, so far. I wonder if sAw, when they get on the guns, up the pace a bit. I wouldn't expect sAw to show any respect in this sort of matchup. Fundamentally, I just don't see how Babos could live with them. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe they have got some really great star players in here, but from the onset on paper, it looks a little bit dicey. He's trying to recover that gun. That's an AK. What do? You mean you could save? You're gonna be buying the next. I guess you play for exits as you're buying the next anyway.
I suppose. I mean, I don't know. This is a very weird game state. You know what I mean? We don't really get to this kind of stage very often where there's this many players left alive. So I think they will indeed take the AK and the Galil and just see themselves into the next round.
Okay. They're actually losing a lot of players here, so in the sense of just doing damage, I mean, thank God for Babos' sake there's no kit, and well, you don't see everybody dead very often. Grim Reaper's happy today, that's all I can say.
Very true indeed. Very, very true indeed. All right, so moving forwards, I believe apparently Melancholy maybe does need a little bit of a, because he is Rulon.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
It must be.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll hopefully try and get that one done. He should be a good boy in matchmaking and not get himself chat restricted or whatever. So I'd imagine that's got to be the only thing that it could be. Nonetheless, contact here from Story on the AWP. Wow, as if he's just been timed like that. That is absolutely insane. His crosshair, well, you know, the FOV reduction, therefore, being scoped in. Absolutely screws Story. That is a big weapon dropped out of this round as well.
Breaks applied. Babos could have committed behind that, I guess. Another rotate here. Look at the stack from sAw. They're going to bring 4 over towards A. Trying to bolster this defense. Mid-pop is in. And they're going to keep fighting. Davin collects another. Just peeks wide, but they just can't find the kills. There's a team kill in the mix, but with only 2 remaining. It's going to be a monstrous defense. Smoke is deployed. Flashbang out in the open. Just getting into graveyard. Doing work. Risk is so low. And out of nowhere, Bomb is... It's not quite in possession just yet of Just, but it's not in a good place for this T player. And with 11 HP, you're going to favour the Portuguese man here every single day of the week.
Yeah, Davin just slowly but surely clearing these angles. You can see that he's a little bit nervous on the crouch peak. He's going to get the timing. Oh, Just looks away. Worst possible time. Oh, man, the 11 HP. He needed a miracle, I think you were getting at, and he definitely got it there. Babos up to 4. What's happening here, then? Winning out on the early rifle buy, and now sAw will find themselves looking solid. Timeout coming in for Babos.
Yeah, I mean...
Right. I mean, yeah, you got to take it
I mean, I'm already put on notice. I saw a team that's had players that have played at major qualifiers. They're ranked 20th in the world right now, which might sound a little bit unfair. I do think it's probably inflated a little bit because you just have so many competitions. They beat Spirit to win the last ECL season in EU, which is, I mean, that is brutal, that playoff structure. So credit to them, but yeah, I mean, when are they going to arrive in this game? Been pretty flat so far.
Well, we'll see if it comes in this round. They're going to go for a very, very, very aggressive buy. MP9's FAMAS Scout. I suppose their economy was somewhere in the middle, but you'd usually expect a Deagle half buy on this one. But they've absolutely gone for it. They have absolutely gone for it. Okay, so we're trying to get to the bottom of things on Melancholy. It seems like he may well be a sub. We're just going to check with the powers that be, let's say, and keep you updated on that one. For the time being, not looking too bad. 4 frags to his name, and leading the charge up Banana here he will go. Into 3 players, if they're not careful. A lot of damage out from the CT side, but everyone's still alive.
Somehow. Very aggressive towards Banana from Babos. And sAw. Now the dust has settled a little bit, starting to rotate. Gutierrez is back over towards A. The weaponry here is just such a disaster for them. I mean, is this forced by already looking overzealous? I mean, play the long game? Half buy, maybe? I don't know. A little bit perplexing. Of course, if they pull it off here, we will be proved wrong. It's a nice confirmation bias, but at the moment, I'm struggling to see the logic. Yeah.
Scout gets dinked out. This is all the bloodbath, though, of you jerks. The MP9's all up close. Maybe you will eat your words a little bit. We'll see. There's still great potential for the rest of the team to come moving in. Melancholy and Davin. Low HP bars dotted about. Bomb is the only thing, though. 15 seconds in. Oh, and out. Just about. We'll be able to get the bomb down, and hopefully they will fight back here on the retake. We'll see very quickly the rotators are going to be in. However, it's all down to this AK, it feels like, of Melancholy in towards Pit. Bomb not really planted for him. They're all set up. Low HP bars, MP9, just too many targets, and they will swarm him successfully. sAw with a very weird decision to go for that force buy. Pull around out their backside to pick up the first, get on the board.
Yeah, and of course now it's completely justified. That made perfect sense. Why do we even bother questioning when they're going to win it every single time? And yes, the mysterious man, Mr. Melancholy. Not enough to pull it off in the end. We are... I mean, we're basically... we're unleashing like the FBI on him at the moment, aren't we? Trying to work out where he's come from. We will track you down, Melancholy, and find out who you are. I'd like to think so there's someone in the ESL offices right now running his fingerprints through the big database.
Yeah. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I mean,
and
that's why
you get... is like Jason Statham. You know?
Yeah, just the least expected, but, you know, heroic appearance. The Expendables CSGO edition, you know?
I forgot about that film series.
Aye. There's 3 of them, I think.
It's one of those films that is, like, so obtusely stupid that it's great. You know, it's just like... it's like... So I don't know what a good example would be, but, like... but let's say the Star Wars prequels. When they came out, everybody was so excited. Everybody was like, this is going to be epic. And then it obviously fell flat, and you just felt disappointed by all the weird stuff going on. If you're watching The Expendables, you expect it to just be absolute madness. Right. So you just go in there and you just embrace it. You just absorb it from the cinema screen.
Well, any absorbing going on here? We'll see. You jerks. Alive and well over towards... I was going to say over towards Coffin's. Not the case, though. It's actually just here at the back of Newbox, who I thought was going to be the one to get traded out. Muterius' nade bails him out. And they will find a nice little round against the Pistols. An adjustment period, I think, for sAw, but they're looking a lot more comfortable these past 2 rounds.
Yeah, and all off the back of that kind of mixed bag buy, which we were definitely rightful to be critical of, but they've got it over the line. That does tremendous work economically to flip the script on its head, because they kept the money so close from that one-on-one. Yeah. Starting to stabilize, starting to get their teeth into this game. I don't know. I guess from the Babos perspective, it's you know... We don't expect them to go super far in this tournament, but I mean, let's just start answering some questions. Who are the star players on this team? We need to find out who could be on a good team in 6 months. Who could, you know, I don't know. I guess maybe they probably speak French if they're Swiss. I guess maybe they could play for a French team. Maybe they'll be on the next Falcons. I don't know. Any questions?
Yeah, well, I think they've got a couple Romanian players in here that. Yeah, I don't know. I did have a quick look at Babos, the limited information that they have, and it seems like they're pretty dominant in the national scene. A string of firsts and seconds, you know. But beyond that, we really don't know what to expect at all. And that's kind of cool. It is nice to have a team or two like that, I think, that get a platform where they might not usually. And maybe we'll see them cropping up in an ECL somewhere, because they're fighting back relatively well. And some decent shots being landed. Muterius, panicked ever so slightly on the A-bomb site. Will only find one. Rotator cut off cleanly. And another round going to go the way of Babos.
Time to save.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of what we mentioned at the start is sort of really going to kind of be put on notice. I don't doubt that they came into this game thinking it's going to be a landslide. You have to kind of have that mentality when you're a team like this that's in good form, but they need to focus up. They need to, whatever's going wrong, they just need to have a quick, maybe a pause now, quick conversation. Their buy in the next is kind of got to come in because their loss bonus has dropped off the cliff. So quick discussion of where are we losing these frags? We shouldn't be giving up these opportunities. And yeah, sAw and all of us watching, put on heavy notice right now.
very quickly this could spiral out of control, I think is what you're getting at this point, and it has already a little bit begun to do so. They're going to go in for another buy. This one not as bad, to be fair, as that sort of force buy win that they managed to pick up. U-Jerk's on a weaker weapon, but they'll survive this one, at least in terms of weaponry. Shots must be landed. Shots must indeed be landed. An early peek coming in from Story, looking to try and maybe play them at their own game. Rips off a shot, does not land anything. It's a banana take from Babos. Ooh. Decent nade usage. That is very awkward indeed. A lot of burning coming in, but nothing being found, apart from Babos with that banana control.
They're free over though now. Story's on the angle. Probably doesn't know players cross, and he can't connect. U-Jerk pays the price for kind of unawareness. The player getting in the open just is forced wide by the Molotov. Collects two though. And oh no, it's a poor CT smoke. Just is just farming them at the moment, and with that CT smoke, these players aren't going to be getting onto this bomb site. Ivan's taking space on towards A. That's slim consolation, but if they can get a bomb plant, that would still be a pretty big result, given where we are right now.
So, Melancholy is Rulon. He is listed as a sub, but if you look on HLTV, he was meant to be... So it's not a surprise sub out of nowhere.
Okay.
Perhaps the coach, initially. He is a bit of an older fella, 33. Still very young, but old for esports. So, yeah. It is Rulon. He uses a bit of a different nickname on, I would imagine, the ESCA servers. Something along those lines.
Maybe he changes his alias to reflect his mood at any time.
Maybe, like a mood ring. You know, depending on what that says.
If they win this game, it will change to ecstatic or something.
Not going to be winning this round, though, as we bring it back to reality. Third in for sAw. Very cleanly. Yes.
Depressing fort right now.
Yeah, not good. Especially because they've got no cash, and him in particular, with very, very little to spare. So what are Babos going to do with this one?
Melancholy is one of my favourite words, because it's one that wasn't really in my vernacular until... We're quite old, actually. Probably about 20 years old or something, to like start reading a lot. Yeah. And then like, this word just describes the human condition. Just like... you know what I mean? It's like... This is the base emotion.
Right. Base emotion in this round seems to be steadiness. It's not much of an emotion, to be fair. Calmness, let's say. Either way, 3, 4, making their way into the apartments as quietly as they possibly can. It's going to be 3 in the end. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with this 3-man apartment play. Zed trying to peek out towards short. It's actually a double long play. 4 players on A from the get-go. This is going to be difficult. AWP brings out. Nade will do good damage. The A1S also helps along. Roman stands strong from pit. Info on the third, info on the bomb. And like I said, there's 4 players here ready to go, what with just jump spotting out towards Banana. So for me, this looks like a very unlosable 5v3.
Yeah, and this player in Cubby, I mean, these guys don't need to push at all. Stay on the angles, bomb is dropped, and yeah, that round is over. Money in the bank is so bad for Babos that a save here is one of those, we see them all the time, we just put your cash out of balance now, and you have a terrible decision of whether to force in the following. So good hold from sAw. I mean, they just took banana control, stacked 4A. Babos go for a set round, a boiler pop, with nades onto the pit player, but nobody really there to fully greet them. So, I mean, I like the idea. I like that they're doing something together, but wasn't to be today. I also felt like it took a long time for them to set it up. I wonder if it was a bit on the fly. Because you just saw that they got the first few players into the balcony room, and then that last one was a good 10 seconds after, wasn't it? Yeah. They actually went in there, and by that time, they'd lost their timing that it was only... I mean, it was going to be 4A for sure. So, Yeah, and a little bit more sprightly. What we want to see.
Well, maybe we'll get it in this round. We've got ourselves a hero warp.
Where's your armor, Davin?
Yeah, what the heck, man? What the heck? That is a little bit of a non-commit. He's snuck that one in, hasn't he? 4th round for sAw on the board in the last. They're looking for a bit more. You got to put all your chips in, and well, he's not done so. He's not done so at all. Going to be another 4-man A play, but this time a bit of a safer one. And Babos just winding the clock down for now. Oh, waiting for the window flash, of course. Get themselves some banana control. Going to need a bit more to go along. I think the banana control sAw were not afraid to give up.
Well, they've got utility here. It's just a question of whether it goes down before facing. Story is a bit of a rough game so far, let's be honest. Couple chances not capitalized upon, but I mean, he shows face, and that seems to have struck the fear of God into these T players for the moment. Wasted a couple nades here. They do have a resmoke for CT, but these flashes have to be perfect or Story's going to pounce.
Only one. It's enough for the player on top of first orange. Story missing a few shots here. Does need to be very careful indeed. Oh, no scope lands, though, to find 2. That, in theory, should give them enough to work with here on the retake. 10 seconds, deny the bomb plant. Oh, not quite able to, but the damage is already done. Ivan, last alive. Know exactly where he's at. Still, though, it's hard against an AWP. Perfect nade. 6 HP. Surely dead to rights, he says. Smoke onto the bomb makes life very difficult indeed. Roman going to go for the tap. Shot rings out from Ivan, but he would have defused it by now, so he's read it. He's figured it. Tap again. Can he find him? No, but the bait is enough off the back of the tap. There should be enough time to defuse quite easily here. Actually, he says, I thought he had a kit. 10-second timer is very close down to the wire. Oh! That's about as close as it comes, okay. Alan. That's about as close as it comes.
I was watching that, I was thinking, no, he's definitely got this. He's definitely got this. And it ticks down. I'm like, oh, God. Oh, my Lord. Wow. Okay. Wow, Ivan almost pulls that up. Was he on 5 HP for a good 30 seconds there? Truly is Ivan the Boneless.
Very good.
Hashtag Vikings references. I don't even like the seasons that he's in. No, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Gets way worse at that point.
Still. It's a pretty badass name, to say the least.
No, it is a good one.
Mutiris, early peak. Nearly gets his head torn off.
We need to bring that back, really, don't we? Of having, like, vicious nicknames for people.
Nicknames, yeah. I've thought about that. I have thought about that, you know.
Who was the... that's a good question. Who was the last person in... Well, apart from, you know... Well, let's say in the Western world that got a title like that.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. I mean, they were often warriors and stuff, though, eh? So, and I guess we don't much like war these days. Story, though, on the 3K. Speaking of wars, he's fighting an easy battle against the Eco Frags. Not a single kill coming in for Babos. So going to move up to 6 pretty swiftly here. It took them a while, but they kind of dug their heels in and they have gotten used to the gameplay of that Babos side, and they look much better for doing so.
Tell you what's on my mind is, how didn't Henry VIII accrue a nickname? Surely he is infamous enough.
Yeah.
Why isn't he called, I don't know, Henry the Unworthy or something, or something weird like that?
Henry the
Unfaithful.
Yeah, Unfaithful's good. Yeah. I don't know. I guess sometimes not needed. Henry VIII in and of itself became. We've not had a Henry since. So I think that's probably the tell-all on that one, is that no one wanted to name their king to be Henry anymore. I'll probably stay the same for a while.
I guess the last person to have a name was Scream as the headshot machine.
Yep, that's true. I'm with you on this one, that we need to start applying a few or coming up with a few for CS Pro players.
The bomb's in a different postcode. We need to get on the same page here. We're just trying to take fights right now. There is only Roman on A. And Muterius needs to get his rollerblades on. He needs to get there thick and fast because his teammate is on an absolute island right now.
Roman. Oh, the smoke a little bit dodgy. Actually gives him way more room than I think he was expecting to work around. All the same, teammates are here, like you say, just going to get taken down on the flank. They're going to try and speed their way towards B, but they are way slow. Story is here way ahead of time. Actually going to be able to cut them off by the looks of things. More difficult shots to land, but he will indeed land them. What can you really do with the time and with no utility? Story, like shooting ducks, will take a couple down with him. 7-5.
It's starting to feel like the wind is coming out of the sails, doesn't it? Had a good streak at the start. Was it 4-0? And then another nice gun round a couple rounds later. And I mean, sAw just warming up for my money. Just has been really brilliant. Story missed a few shots when it has quite mattered quite a lot, but he is finding impact now. Bit of a run boost. Not scared of an AWP. He knows the money. And look at this banana rush. I'm amazed the nades didn't do more damage, to be honest. I think they got off scot-free there.
Yeah, not sticking to it, though. They're going to very quickly move back away from B. They found a kill in towards mid. Little do they know, Story is here ready and waiting, getting some jump spots and some mini-map infos. Through the molly they will go. This is a classic textbook rush gamble play on the half-buy. Not going to work for them, though, is it? Not going to work at all. He says, I mean, they're doing some decent damage, especially if Roman goes down here. Now it gets interesting. We've got a recovered AWP, a 2v2. And a bomb plant. So already relatively happy with that if you are Babos. sAw, though, looking for the retake potential. Retake smoke does come through to give them that space. Both on top of each other. I mean, if Ivan went for the lineup shot, he might have been able to get it. Little did he know. It's close for a second. It really is. You jerks, though, will end up finding both of them, picking up that AWP and getting an 8th in a row, might I add.
Yeah, that is so close for Babos. I'm kind of stunned they got it to a 2-on-2. That looked awful when they were rounding short. It just felt like they're going into an absolute blender. But I don't know. Someone threw a brick in that blender and broke it up. Seemed to be not too bad as they actually got the bomb planted, but a few missed shots. Too low HP and couldn't convert it. 8-5. sAw mounting quite the recovery. It is their opponent's map pick as well, which kind of has to be thrown in context. And yeah, I mean, they've looked brilliant in the last 5, 6, 7 rounds, and I would not expect that to change.
Nice shot coming in from Story. Very good start into what could be the 9th round here for sAw. Very slow on the upswing from Babos. Just trying to make the A mid play work for them. But not an awful lot to come through. They'll be up on the boost. A few pre-fires. Nothing quite landing, though. Nothing quite landing. Very, very slow on the upswing.
What's the next move? It feels like the game is up. sAw are bringing numbers over. They have still only got 2 on the bomb side proper, but the more time they waste, the more time players like UJerks and Story can try and close their way in near. Post it now on the angle. Just at the wrong time, and wow. How's nobody died in this exchange? It still looks good for sAw, though. There's nobody going towards B. That's where they're leaning away from. Good kill from Risk there. And now, maybe a chance. Rounding the bomb site. Muterius tucks in the corner. UJerks behind default. Story actually collects the first. Zed gets a trade on that side, but Muterius goes unchecked. 20 seconds remaining. Bomb gets dropped, and Muterius is such a menace. It's just Zed. And with this little time, he's got to just get this bomb down.
He'll give himself space to do that with a Molotov. They're just going to push straight through it, though. Oh, gets off the bomb even. So they're not even going to get the plant. The panic sort of sets in. He thought his Molotov was better than it was. 9 in a row. Looking to make it 10 here on the sAw side. They'll come through with a pretty clean buy.
Okay, last round of the half. 6 would still be a good T-Haul.
True.
Chance of that. It's just the problem is, yeah, the last few rounds, it just feels like sAw's, I mean, their macro looks a lot better to me. They're consistently getting banana. Seem to always be leaning in the right direction, and Babos can, for the moment, can't find that gap. They're not being explosive enough and they're making the best reads in the world. But actually, this time, there's 2 on A, and they're 5 here, finally. Come on, lads, explode on. You got a chance.
Out towards mid, they'll look, just backing off to give that space away. Big nade incoming, and well, again, a little anticlimactic, but, you know, going to help out these A4s, which, by the way, seeing all of sAw pick them up on this map and kill like that, certainly going to be helped by the fact that the range is not punished. 4 versus 3, just as the smoke dissipates, we'll have a great opportunity. It's Mutiris, though. They steal each other's kills by the looks of things. Down to just Ivan. Big man Ivan G. The bomb dropped short. He's getting crunched. Just doesn't really know it. There's a sightline on him already, and then Story's here to trade easily as possible. Ivan cannot find the line that he wants. He's just trapped, really. An attempt at the swing doesn't happen for him. 10-5, 10 in a row from sAw. Took them a little while to get the win behind them. Babos, a team that, you know, not many people at this level are going to be familiar with. sAw perhaps included in that. Once they did, though, they were absolutely unstoppable. We'll see if they can make it 16 in a row as we take a quick break to turn over to half 2.
part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming.
Welcome back. We are here with the continued action of Inferno between sAw and Babos Gaming. It's going to be Vertigo up next, so Babos, they would do well to pick this one up. So far, not looking so good. 10 in a row from sAw. Still, the 5 that they managed to pick up early on is nothing to shake a stick at, and is very, very workable if they can get themselves off to a springboarded start in the second half. But we'll see.
Just 1 on B here for Babos. That's Davin, and he doesn't have any nades. Giving a rough job if he needs to play retake as a mid-stack from the CT side. Oh, you jerks. He just peeked into mid-stack, got a kill, and has got out for free. That is ridiculous. He's even pulling Davin over towards A. Oh, this is the train wreck. This is a train wreck for Babos. It couldn't be any worse of a setup, and Davin has to find kills. It's not going to happen. They might have taken down you jerks, but there's, you know, there's years here to get a good afterplan setup.
Yep, they do have a kit available, but they're losing heads pretty quickly. Story that Hero P250 will go down. And pistol rounds, man, they can spin in an instant. So we'll see. We shall see. Making a lot of noise is Reesk on the dual Berettas here. Charging his way forwards. His teammate walking behind him. So, you know, they're sort of going on the... Not expecting 2 players in the same spot. Unfortunately, too many bodies to get through. That'll be the pistol going the way of sAw. And relatively stress-free as well.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Instant force buy from Babos. They have no interest in saving into rifles in the following. And Swag 7, Mag 7 on Ivan. Oh, and Davin. Nice. Double. Even better. But yeah, I mean, this is a 4-0 start for Babos. That's all you kind of need to know of the direction this map has taken. We saw some good life out of them. I mean, they clearly got some good aimers. There's no doubt. Got some good frags, but yeah, the wheels are kind of falling off, aren't they?
Yeah, a little bit. Swag 7. Oh, denied by you jerks, this guy.
That's actually... His name is quite apt, because that's what I'd be calling him.
Exactly. Yeah. Getting a little angry in all chat, maybe. They're going to move to save immediately on this one.
You think that's where his name comes from? He got called that once by somebody.
Maybe.
Like, I'm gonna
it's
put
not
that
that
in.
popular this side of the pond, is it? But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's... I think maybe it wavered. I think 10 years, man, maybe slightly longer. 15 years ago, it was all the jam, you know?
Yeah, true. That is true. It's a good name,
do you ever
nonetheless.
eat jerk chicken?
Yeah.
There's a... so for those that don't know, jerk chicken is like... I'll let this get cleaned up, and then I'll explain. Please go A. Please stop pushing this and go A. Okay, we're okay. So jerk chicken, for those that don't know, is Caribbean. It's I don't know exactly what's in it, but they love doing like meat like in a sauce, and normally there's some sugar in the sauce. That's what Caribbean does. They like sometimes they put like pineapple or maybe mango or other fruits in it. Anyway, there's like an outdoor stall that sells jerk chicken reasonably near where I live now in London, called Jerk in the Park. And it's actually, I haven't gone there yet, but it's like so legendary that I'm going to have to go and give them my money, because it's just the best name ever. And it is in a park, if you're wondering.
Right. That is very funny. Very, very funny. But yeah, I mean...
If you jerks is ever at a UK event, I'm going to take him there and stand him in front of the sign and take a picture.
Here's hoping. Yeah, we've not had an event in the old London, the old UK for quite a while, actually. Yeah, I would imagine.
But we've got Epic Land in a month. It's going to be massive.
That's true. That is true. Are you going? Or
I'll probably go for one day.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to do the same. The hotels.
Man's got to show face. I'm the God Emperor now of UKCS. So
that is true. Yeah, you've come together in the little conglomerate.
Well, we don't use words.
Fair, yeah. I mean,
that. We use cartel behind the scenes, but
Nice shot from Zed. Bring us back to the game. It has been an anti-climactic sort of round. Well, sAw just going through the motions, looking clean. We're waiting on this first rifle buy from Babos to ultimately give us anything. But by all accounts, you know, they're continuing with this aggression, continuing with the success. They're on the T side as well, so they kind of get to dictate pacing a bit more. 16 in a row for sAw is not looking out of the question.
I hope one day Zed gets onto, you know, maybe he goes with the Babos guys, maybe it's a high-level team, but I hope one day he plays an event in America so that he can teach Americans how to pronounce their own alphabet.
Haha. Nice. Very, very good, that one. I am totally on board with a little bit of slander towards our American cousins. Good-natured joshing, of course, but joshing all the same. Yeah. Timeout coming in from Babos, their second one of the game. I think, you know, their map pick, they'll want to put up a bit of a fight. They are ultimately one of the bottom-end teams, alongside maybe a Genk as well.
I have casted a Genk before. They have a couple players that are legitimately good.
Fair enough. I mean, Melancholy Rulon's done pretty well here, I will say, on the 10 frags. Certainly, compared to the rest of the team. Hello, Mr. Chicken. Oh. Kind of attacking the camera there.
Yeah. He'll be jerk chicken soon enough.
Yeah, if he's not careful. Yeah.
He'll be in the park with the rest of them. All right, here we go. I mean, it's hard. I mean, we don't want to bag on Babos. I mean, it's already an achievement making it here. It's a great opportunity to learn. Almost certainly some of the biggest games these guys have ever played, so we don't want to disparage. It's just more like, it's just hard to see where the gaps in sAw's play are. Maybe Babos can surprise us with these gun rounds, but with the way these last few have been going, it's just been a lot of opening picks for sAw. They're getting very aggressive. They're taking a lot of fights, and quite frankly, they're winning most of them.
Well, sAw tried for the banana control, didn't get any kills off the back of it, but do get banana control quite easily. All 5 of the players going to be moving in for this B hit then. Smokes and flashes, Molotovs as well to boot. On the way, Davin tries to fight and he loses his head. Zed, second orange, got a flash in from his teammate. Just a few too many targets, unfortunately. Ivan drops the bomb, but is that really worth anything? 4v3 on one of the harder bomb sites to retake up here. Looking like it's
gonna
just
sting,
not
but I
gonna
think
happen.
you gotta save.
Yeah, it's your only option.
It's one of those ones where it happens a lot. You call the save, and then somebody says, we need to go for, you know, so somebody out of desperation says, you can't give this up. But it's just the reality. You can't retake that. And, I mean, we saw a 15-5 come back earlier that was a pretty long way down, and it went very competitive. But, yeah, sAw are starting just to look very clean now, aren't they? U-Jerks is playing brilliant. Counter-Strike just is looking good as well. Story's been kind of more towards the back lines, but a pretty good rock for that team. Yeah, it's hard to see the holes in sAw at the moment.
With you on that one for sure. I think that, as I said earlier on in the first half, they were maybe a bit confused, you know, maybe a bit unsure against the playstyle. And, you know, we saw Babos shooting back, as they say, but it just sort of got to a point where sort of said, okay then, let's just keep our guns up, keep aggressive, and we should be beating these guys every day of the week. And once they started playing a bit more confidently, it really did translate into some very, very clean and fast wins.
Ooh, it just peaks before this flash goes off there. Yeah, I can see that coming a mile off. You have to be so careful with that sort of play. There's no dilly-dallying. You're in or you're out. And caught in transition. Didn't look good. Davin tucks into Emo. sAw don't really need to commit behind this. They are going to go in front of that Molotov. Ivan gets one, and the bomb is over. But there's actually 3 in defense. And yeah, I think they've bitten off more than they can chew here. Roman is taking space, and he really does need to find the CT player if they're going to crack a wide open.
not going to happen for him, but we'll see indeed whether they're able to crack into the A-bomb site. You jerks. Timing is everything on this. Absolutely everything. Ooh, and a B wrap. Not a bad idea. Story's going to get a chance here as Reese creeping round, spots the edge of a knee. They're both just slivers away from each other. However it is, you jerks, like I mentioned on that flank, going to start crunching. Has to start crunching fast though. And there's Ivan in behind him with the right timing. Drops the bomb 18 seconds. And surely Story falls here. He says, gotta find these 2 kills fast. Won't happen. Ivan finishes him off. So there you are. For the first time in 14 rounds, Babos will get themselves on the board.
Bit harrowing. Okay, but still a nice round. Good recovery. The Molotov. So I think it was I think it was Davin towards Emo who got the Molotov off. If he doesn't get that molly down as round over, they'll just collapse in, but he does stall them out just long enough, and sAw kind of get cut in half by the molly. Half were committed, half were nowhere near him. Yeah, as I was kind of mentioning, there was a window where they could have cancelled, but they were past the point of no return, and yeah, kind of an Icarus moment. They flew right into their demise.
Nice double nade. Good to see. Zed, meanwhile, edge of the smoke here, looking to keep the man advantage coming. He's not even needed. Davin's going to take down just Roman. Will find restats over on A. Double spray down for Ivan, though. Denies them any chance in towards the site. Story will be the last player for sAw. Any damage he does here is... Oh, good. That's so close. Eventually finishes him. Got to be careful here, guys. You're giving him too many opportunities. 10 HP.
No.
He does not know where Davin is at, but this is now suddenly a round that could get over the line, Alan.
This would be... I don't even want to float it. Davin's got so much health. Surely. If they drop this round, that is... demoralizing as can be. Story stays on the angle. He wants to end this here and now. He doesn't want to play this map any longer. Can't connect, and some sweaty brows, I think, in the Babos camp, because that should never have gone that close.
Sweaty brows on the casting couch, I suppose, to be honest with you.
That jerk chicken is spicy.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Why. Yeah, that is why. Goodness me. Still finding themselves in a pretty decent spot moving forwards. We'll see. 14-7. It is a monumental hill to climb for the ilk of Babos, a team of not much caliber at this point. This would certainly put them on the map, I think, if they could even just take one in such a fashion against sAw.
Money is dwindling for sAw, so... You know, he could be soon approaching some ecos, but look at the stack from Babos. It's perfect. AWP is on CT. You might even get a clean opportunity, but he can't connect. There's so many here in defense. Zed gets his Molotov down, but ultimately traded. sAw have just executed into the setup designed to stop exactly that, and they're making it work.
Still a player pretty close, though, as you've mentioned. What do? It looks like the remaining 2 players, they want to save. They're off. Oh, bit of team damage. Whoopsie daisy. Scope's definitely been heard, and sort of the backup to see him out is here. But yeah, as soon as they get one on the board, sAw is straight back in with one of their own, making it look all too easy.
I want you jerks to get one of those Valve profiles so I can find out his name origin. Or I could just message him on Twitter and find out, but that would be much less suspenseful.
Yeah, true. Not as much digging required. Have you got the connect? Have you got the follow? Is you jerks...
Let me check.
Yeah, I certainly hope you do, you know?
I've got a For the Win jersey, man.
Okay. I need to up on the jersey collection for sure.
It's all because I just tweeted at them once saying I'm your biggest fan. So they gave me one. I will tell you, you jerks, where are you? He doesn't follow me.
God damn it. So you might never get that reply. That's the real suspense. I'd be lost in the many...
So if you guys listening want to know the origin story, please tweet at UJerks. Let's flood him with tweets asking for the origin story.
Early pickup from Just coming in, then looking to end this map here and now. Babos have tried their best to put up the wall, but it has been flimsy. And that might even be generous, to be honest. Certainly
yeah, they're
not.
in a real state of melancholy.
Oh, beautiful. And the perfect usage of the word. There he is. Wordsmith and Big Brain. Melancholy is going to chime in for a frag. Can't find the gun that he was after, which is kind of funny. I think it might have fallen over the railing there outside of the apartment building. 4v4 obviously got to go for it, but 3 on B was there. Gamble. Down goes Melancholy in the apartments. Just might be able to get some catch-offs here. He's definitely going to hear some of this information coming his way. 4 versus 3. Very, very slow here from Babos. I mean, they really just don't know what to do. It's going to come all the way down to the wire on this. They do have kits available, but time ticking away, boys. Ivan going to find the first on this here retake. Loses his head pretty quickly after the fact, and there's just no way Reese gets in time. Will go down 16-7. Almost all in a row. Pretty close to being so. A hell of a dominant performance there from sAw on their opponent's map pick. Unfortunately, kind of expected rolling into this one, Alan. We did say that, you know, the last matchup was our close one of the day. This one, Babos are the new kids on the block, even to you and I, with, you know, our ears to the ground in Tier 2. Not really the case. Not really the case, and they live up to expectations.